Hey everybody, welcome back to this album review series of The Fixx. We continue trucking along here with our third album, 1984. We're talking about Phantoms. Of course, we left off last time with the big, massive, easily their most successful album of all time, Reach the Beach, right? And how do you follow up something like that? Well, you do it by taking things of course, it's still got that Fixx sound, right? But there's a little bit of like a darkness, kind of like hints of darkness on some of these tracks here that really resonate with me, and just really, man, it really makes it to where they're distinguishable from a lot of the tracks off Reach the Beach. Like you can tell the different kind of feel they were going for in some of these. But yeah, even the album cover here, funnily enough, kind of shows that's like the dude reaching out to the beach, right? Except like from a different angle, and he's reaching out, and there's kind of a dark side on here on it. So another really cool kind of artistic album cover, really cool. Almost looks like something you'd see in like some museum or something. Really, really cool looking. Always love this album cover. But anyways, guys, let's jump right into this. Sam, when we open up with track one, Lose Face, and it's kind of starts off with these little chimes and whistles and a cool little strum. Of course, we got great production on here. But yeah, Jamie West Oram does his little, classic just flicking strum, that just kind of like quick little palm muted strums that he does a lot, that really has that unique and just really rich sound. And really cool way to open it. More of an upbeat one. Not one of my favorites off here, but I do really dig Lose Face. And I think, if it fits, and I think it was the best choice for an opener, like 100%. And let's see here. It looks like these are out of order. It even says, I know that's the opening track, but we're gonna have to pull out the actual sleeve here. So let's see. Surely this has it on here, where it says C label. So that means we're gonna have to actually look at the label here. Let's see. Here we are. Okay. Anyways, with that being said, sometimes they do that, right? I've talked about it before whenever I've had an album where I've had to pull out the actual record. But anyways, then we open it with, or not open it, but then we continue it on with Less Cities, More Moving People. Really cool, and that's kind of got like almost like an Egyptian kind of sound at some moments, especially during the chorus. And this one also kind of has that darker tone to it. And just maybe it's like the heavier and like deeper notes on the synth that's going on there, but I don't know. It just really kind of has that feel. This is like the first track off here that really kind of has that feel to it. Great track. Kind of an underrated one off here, in fact. Then we go with Sunshine in the Shade. Really hooky one here. Love the strumming pattern and riff that Jamie West Oram does. Cy Kernan's vocal on here is great, and this is one of the hookier ones off here. I believe this was one of the bigger hits off this album, and I see why. Very solid one, more of an upbeat track that definitely earns its spot on here. Solid track for sure. Then we go with, here's one of my absolute favorites off here, Woman on a Train. Man, the bass just drives this thing. It even sounds like this thing's like moving, like a train's moving, the way it grooves and everything. And just the rhythm of this thing just really drives this one home, man. I love Woman on a Train. One of my favorite Fixx songs, period. One of the first songs, I believe the first song I heard off this album, actually, several years back. But just a fantastic song that has, Cy Kernan kind of gets a little more aggressive in his vocals during the chorus, and does a really nice falsetto too at some moments. So really, really cool song, Woman on a Train. Then we go with Wish, which is kind of like ballady, right? Which has got a very cool and clean, Jamie West Oram guitar sound in the riff here. And I love the, even in the verses, where it's just like a simple strumming across the strings on some of these chords, and they just sound like, it's like a chime, like I've described it. with Jamie West Orm's guitar playing. So very cool. And I love the breakdown on this one. Another really, really solid song that kind of has a little bit of a lighter side too, but also has that just that tint of darkness on it. Then we go with the final track off side one, Lost in Battle Overseas, probably my least favorite off here. Not one I'm too fond of. I mean, it's decent enough, right? But it's kind of got a weird feel and doesn't really fit the tone of the rest of the album. Sounds like some kind of sailor, deal right off the bat with some of the stuff they're doing, but it's not a bad song. It just really it doesn't fit on the album as much to me, but it's decent enough. It's got a really cool bass line going on during the verses and stuff, but not my favorite. Easily my least favorite off here. Sometimes it's kind of hard to pick a least favorite, but that one's definitely my least favorite. Let me flip the record on over here. And on side two, we go with Question. What a bass intro on this thing. You just open with Cy Curnin just saying question, and then you just get this cool little bass, some offbeat stuff going on here with this song. This is another one that's kind of a strange song, but in a good way, right? Just those offbeat time signatures and just kind of this weird kind of chanting of letters at some moments on here, spelling out question, but just a really good song. One that might kind of get lost in the shuffle at times, but when you go back and listen to it, it's like, man, that's a good one. Oh man, here comes one of my top three, one of my favorite Fixx songs ever, In Suspense. Man, the production, everything shines on this one. I love the little lick that Jamie West Orm's playing in between like these bass lines going on, man, and then the drums end up kicking in. It is just a badass song. It has such a cool vibe to it. In Suspense is just a hidden gem. And I love the little synth too, kind of in the breakdown, where right before it ends up launching into another chorus and all that, where it almost sounds like a little horn. Like, really, really cool track, In Suspense. Probably my second favorite off here, gotta be Facing the Wind. This is just a freaking masterpiece of a tune here. This one also has that dark feel and just that echoey, ringing, just beautiful strum of Jamie West Orm that just, man, it just hits different. And I love the kind of wind sound effect they have at some moments, and kind of the little, weird space-like sounds at moments on this song. And it's just Cy Curnan's vocals on this one, especially in the second time they roll through that chorus, he just takes it up a notch and just really angelic the way he sings that. Then we roll with Are We Ourselves? Another one, I believe this one was another one of the bigger hits off here. Much like Sunshine in the Shade, a really hooky one that's just got kind of an upbeat, fun feel to it. And I love the riff on this one that plays like after Curran sings the vocal of the chorus, and then it's like a just a really, really cool little lick. But that's a really good one as well. Then we go with my favorite off here, possibly my favorite Fixx, almost said Sticks, but possibly my favorite Fixx song of all time, I Will. This one has got that dark feel to it, but it's just freaking beautiful, man. It opens up with just that dark, just kind of low tone piano going on, and then you get just again that chimey kind of sound from Jamie West Orm going on there during the verses, and just fantastic. This one is just it will transport you, man. Just an amazing and a beautiful song. I really like the extended version of this song too that they released on a single. Excuse me, but really, really cool and atmospheric track on that extended version, especially where it just blows the track up in unimaginable proportions. Just awesome stuff. I Will is a beautiful song. Love the lyrics, all the instrumentation behind it. Fantastic. Then we close it with Phantom Living, which is kind of the title track, right? The album's called Phantoms, but Phantom Living, another really cool one that's got a cool groove to it, cool bass groove. And I love just kind of the flow of the vocals that goes on in this thing, and just another. I think that was the perfect closer for this, and I love the kind of background vocals, almost kind of chanting in a way at the end there, and then Kernan singing over it, Phantom Living. Just really cool, and you even end on one of those bendy kind of West Orem notes. So perfect way to wrap up a fantastic album with Phantoms. Just love this thing. Um, Man, I mean the Fixx were just on fire. With Shuttered Room, Reach the Beach, now Phantoms, and then next time, of course, we're gonna look at Walkabout. Not as cool of an album cover as Phantoms or Reach the Beach, right? They kind of go back to not as cool of an album cover, kind of like Shuttered Room, just kind of a weird one. Um, but yeah, really pumped to be digging back into that album. It's been a minute since I've listened to that one all the way through, so will be fun to check that thing out. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this album, because I know it gets overshadowed a lot by Reach the Beach. But if you guys were have popped this album on before in your lifetime, I'd love to hear about it and love to hear your thoughts on it. So anyways, guys, stay tuned, like, subscribe, and comment. Let's talk about some of the Fixx down there, and in particularly the Phantoms album. Freaking sick stuff, and stay tuned for next time. Thanks, guys.